going to TwitchCon and you have a collar with, you know, your name on the front and return to Nyxie on the back with a leash, you should bring it. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not gonna end well for you, Nyx. I wanna see them, okay? I wanna see them. Holy Thibault confessionals. All right, let's go. Time to judge. How many of you have been bad boys, girls, and what's the non-binary friends? My first time was guy on guy gay sex. I've never told anyone, not even my wife. You know what the funniest thing to this? I love that you specify guy on guy gay sex. Like, is there guy on guy not gay sex? Like, it implies guy on guy not gay sex. Who wants to tell them? They could have been a woman. You need the context. If they were a woman, they just said my first time was gay sex. I have never told anyone, not even my wife. I'm gonna assume their wife knows they have gay sex. If they're both girls, I'm just gonna just crazy talk here, but I'm gonna assume that their wife knows that they have gay sex. Like, just crazy out here. But yeah, like, if I was like, don't tell my wife that before I met her and married her, I had sex with another woman, like, whoa. Women have asses too, that makes it not gay. Well, okay, but if it's a dude's ass that you've got your dick in, it's still gay. It doesn't matter if women also have asses. It's still connected to a guy, okay? What if you're the umpire? I believe that's called sitting in the cup chair couch. I believe so. Next one. Ooh, I sucked my own cock. Did not feel much, honestly. Was kind of disappointed. Nice legs though. Well, you know what? I've heard that sucking your own dick is more like sucking dick than having your dick sucked. So, congratulations. Definitely impressive. This person, if they're here, can think about it. Did you want it to, like, feel more like having your dick sucked? Your spine must have hurt so badly afterwards. Is it gay, though? That's a good question. I'd say no, it's not gay. Because if it was gay, then it would mean jorking it is gay, right? So, no. Sucking your own dick is not gay. Yeah, it's just elaborate masturbation. Exactly. All guys have been bent in half on their bed at one point or another. Have they? Advanced. Yeah, exactly. If you clone yourself and bang yourself, it's not gay. It is gay because it's a different body. And if you clone yourself, it is gay because it's a different body. I have gooned before. Congrats. Welcome to the club of like everyone ever. I do not mean the teehee I jerked off stuff. I mean multiple hours. Edge the whole time. Edge the whole time? Wait, not allowed to finish until I'm told. None of the hypnosis stuff. Just a 10 hour visual novel and work ethic. The body high is incredible. I would do it again in a heartbeat, but my partner would not want to get involved. So you just did this with like a 10-hour visual novel? That doesn't sound fun. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't sound fun. I mean, I guess like as a girl, I don't have a dick, so I wouldn't know how it is with like sort of the dick stuff. I don't think the partner was involved because they said a 10-hour visual novel. And I would like to assume that like if you had a partner, you wouldn't need the visual novel. You know what I mean? Depends what you're into. I mean, I guess. If a boner lasts longer than 4 hours, contact a doctor. I don't know, I feel like maybe this is the ADHD in me talking, but like, I don't think I could goon for hours, right? Like, I would just get bored. Like, genuinely, I would just get bored. Yeah, sure. Do I like orgasming? Yeah, like, I don't know. I would like it to be done so I can move on with my life. You know what I mean? Then again, though, I'm probably not the best person for this because I'm even the kind of person who doesn't like, I wouldn't even want actual sex to last like that long. Like if it lasts like, you know, probably over an hour, you're probably taking too long, buddy. Like you gotta sort your shit out. That's all I'm saying. Like over an hour is a little bit too long. Yeah, well that's what I'm saying though as well, right? Like at a certain point, instead of it feeling good anymore, it just gets kind of painful. And I don't know how that wouldn't happen. Like, yeah, to your dick, right? How would that not happen to your dick? If you're like jerking it for like hours at a time and edging yourself, wouldn't it hurt? I just feel like it would hurt. And that's not fun. I mean, unless you're into the hurting. Well, because they were talking about that we're reading this confession and I'm just very curious about it, you know? Oh, it fucks you up, yeah. And this person it sounds like they did it for like 10 hours, bro. 10 hours. Ugh. All right, next one. Earlier this year, the girl that I was seeing went through my ottoman to grab a blanket. I didn't think much of it until I heard her say, "What the fuck is this?" And I heard some metal pieces clanking around. I looked at her and my heart dropped when I saw that she had the collar and leash in her hands. I tried to play it off by saying it was an extra set for my dog. And then she read both the front and back of the tag. I can only imagine how dumb and embarrassed I looked when she said, "Who is Nyxie?" I proceeded to tell her about Nyx and the reason I bought the collar, and she asked if I was into pet play. I'll leave the rest of that night to everyone's imagination, but I've never been more embarrassed in my life explaining VTubing and some of the things I do online to someone. I wonder who this is. We're not allowed have to guess. No guessing. No guessing. It's either specifically someone, or I like to believe that there's actually another person in the chat who has gotten the same exact collar and just so happened to put it in their ottoman. That's what I choose to believe here. There are actually multiple people, or it could be someone framing. Exactly, it could also be framing. But I like to believe there's multiple chatters. In fact, if you're going to TwitchCon and you have a collar with, your name on the front and return to Nyxie on the back with a leash, you should bring it. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not gonna end well for you, Nyx. I wanna see them, okay? I wanna see them. Like, remember this here, for whoever this might be, who we have no idea because we would never guess. Think about this. They had to explain who I was, and they had to explain that they had a collar that said, if found, return to Nyxie, and they had to explain VTubing to a girl they were presumably going to bang. Oh, I'm sure the girl really believed them when they said, yes, it's a joke, haha, it's a bit. Yeah, I'm sure they really believed them. I've only gotten spicy with people who I paid to meet. Not quite 40-year-old virgin status, but it feels close. Okay, Anne. That's fine. At least you're out, yeah. I don't know. Am I meant to be like, how dare you? How dare you? Sorry, I don't think this one really bothers me. I don't know. I mean, if you're getting close to 40, you're probably pretty busy with work. And I'm pretty sure it's really common for people in their 40s and above tend to be really busy and don't have the time to go through the whole rigmarole of what it can take to get to the point with someone to sleep with them. And so they just pay for it. And I think that's fine. Life is pay to win. That's just efficiency. Exactly. And also, some of the time, not to be that guy, you honestly realize a lot of these people out here who are sleeping with someone different every night, they're paying to sleep with them too. They're just paying in other things, not necessarily just straight up money directly to the person. You're paying in time, you're paying in relationship stuff, and you're buying them dinner. So whatever. If you're just paying them directly, hey, at least they get the money directly. Disclaimer, all consenting adults. I'm not here to waste your time here, father, but my ex-girlfriend was doing very simple things under a blanket, and my best friend and her sister were sitting next to me on their parents' couch. Wait, my best friend / her sister? Is your best friend her sister? Or was it your best friend and her sister? Or your best friend and your ex-girlfriend's sister? Now I don't understand. Sounds like bragging? It could be. It just sounds like they're into exhibition. Which, you do you, boo. I think you didn't get caught. Because if you get caught, then it would be very awkward. Especially considering it was her sister as well. I've had situations where I've done inappropriate stuff with other people nearby, but not any of my family, because definitely not family. That would be really weird. She touched my pee. Yeah, she was doing sinful things, and the sinful thing was what can I think of here? What's something that's sinful that you could actually feasibly do under the blanket? I don't know, she was doing sinful things like pouring the milk first when making cereal under the blanket. Well, if I have to confess something, I excused myself from late night Thanksgiving dinner to goon while relatives were in the house by telling my family I needed a nap. You know what? Valid. Honestly, yeah, as long as they went in the same room as you. You do you, boo-boo. If the goon need arises, goon need arises. That's all I'm saying. I hope they did not play Porn Loudly as a power move. I mean, look, this is someone in chat, right? So we can safely assume that the goon took all of 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds if we're feeling really, really nice. So then they probably actually did just nap. You know what I mean? So yeah. And when you're at a family dinner, sometimes you just gotta nap. It is what it is. I was in an open relationship with a master's student / professional dominatrix for about a year. During that time, I learned more about the BDSM scene than ever before. I always thought I was a bottom, but since she was always tired from work or school, she taught me how to be her dom. That kicked off a back and forth dom sub relationship that was some of the most fun I've ever had in the bedroom, and taught me a lot to use with future partners. We never touched dear daddy little girl, right? Water sports / scat, family play, etc. But if it involved restraints, toys, blindfolds, gags, and straps, I've done it all. and had it all done to me. And yes, fellow worshippers, this includes pegging. We ended completely ruining any kind of vanilla porn for me, because even without a closet full of toys, you can do so much more with just a couple of belts and a scarf. We ended up growing distant and ultimately ceased contact, in part because I am an all-time Hall of Famer when it comes to fumbling partners, and this was no exception. Well, that's the biggest crime so far. Fucking, you didn't strap in, you didn't lock in and lock her down. What the fuck's wrong with you? She was demanding, focused, and again, we were in an open relationship, so if you weren't on board, she simply didn't have time to get you back up to speed. She's the only ex I'd ever go back to. She could text me either, would you like to get dinner sometime, or just you up, and I'd immediately hop on a plane to be there. That is what it means to be down horrendous. That seems pretty valid to me. Were you guys just like actually dating, or were you just like, I mean, no one can answer this, but if you, okay, for the person who sent this in, if you are dating but still sleeping around, that's an open relationship. If you were just fucking around, that's just like friends with benefits. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's just friends with benefits. An open relationship means that you need to actually be dating. And yeah, I don't see any sins here. I mean, the only sin is that, you know, you just kind of like let it go. You sound like you had a lot of fun. Maybe you need to learn to not fumble. In college, my roommate was quarantined with COVID, and I gooned so much in those 2 weeks, I had to deep clean the couch to keep it from molding. That's disgusting. Why are you gooning on the public couch, bro? Also, why are you just fucking shooting your fucking seed all over the couch? What's wrong with you? Be a normal human being. At least, like, shoot it on yourself. Your body can be cleaned easily. What's wrong with you people? Yeah, can we have some ethical gooning? Stop gooning on the couch and leaving it there. Yeah, there's tissues. What's wrong with you people? There's socks, there's tissues, there's fucking aiming it at yourself. There's cleaning the couch immediately and like trying to make sure you don't mess it on the couch. What's wrong with you people? Goon ethically. This is definitely a stream of gooners, but we goon ethically in this stream, okay? After my ex and I broke up, she would still actively call me over to have sex with her in the same house as her new partner while they were asleep/coming home soon on the phone. I have very strong regrets. Well, yeah, she's a shit person and you enabled her being a shit person by being a shit person back. No excuses, straight to hell. You enabled it. Like, just because someone invites you over for it doesn't mean you gotta do it. Like, yeah. Boo, low, you're shit, you suck. Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned. It has been many days since the fateful day, but it will always haunt me for the rest of my life. You see, years ago, I had my first partner, and everything was a whole new experience. When we tried, you know, the yoinky sploinky, isn't it spaloinky? Anyway, for the first time, we had the unfortunate experience of the day being both my birthday and having her red day. In poor judgment, we went all the way, stained my entire bed with the marinara sauce. Okay, can you just say the words? Can we not have yoinky sploinky and just say, for when I lost my virginity, she was on her period and we got blood everywhere. Like, what the fuck is this marinara sauce, bitch? You thought you were cooking? You were not cooking. Put the cooking utensils away. Stop cooking. You're burning it. Use the words. We are an 18+ stream, okay? Yeah, this ain't TikTok. You can use the words, okay? You had to just like, use your brain, Mill. You had to use your brain. And I know some of you don't have a brain, but try. Anyway, it was suffice to say a unique experience to say the least. Spent the wee hours of the night trying to get the stains out before my parents got home. The stains never left. Yeah, blood is very staining. We vowed never to speak of it again. However, I'm an actual oathbreaker, hence the tale. I can never live it down, but I hope one day I can be forgiven for this insidious act. And the insidious act is just having sex while she's on her period. Wow, so sinful, so terrible. I can't believe you did this. Absolute sinner. You know what the real sin here is? Calling period blood marinara. That's the real sin. In fact, everything else I would absolve your sins for. But I am gonna send you to hell just for this. Just for this! You go to hell. Also, 4 out of 10 won't do it again. You're a fucking pussy.